What's up, y'all? It's Sam, and today we're hello, hello. Working. Okay. Now I'm dropping out. Hello. Okay, I think it's working now. Hello there, MBF third. So we're continuing with arranging Donkey Kong Country. And this I wanted to backtrack and go revisit the door sound, like the sound when you go into an entrance. And so I kind of tried taking the sound of Donkey Kong Country 2 whenever you hit the goal, and it does this string rise and fall sound. So I tried to apply that to the Jupiter 8 strings from the first Donkey Kong Country, and I came up with this. Now it's going to be longer because it takes longer to get through the door. I think FL Studio just froze on me. Oh, really? So bad. Okay, let me see if I can get a backup of that. Such as is the customary with Windows machines. Okay, so I've got a backup created 2 minutes ago. Plenty. I set these backups to come every like 5 minutes or so. That's how badly, and so it does it again. Just how badly Windows freezes all the so see if it does the same thing. Right. Okay, so it's not doing it anymore, it seems. Okay, so I've got the entrance. That would be to the map theme. But actually, the map theme I wanted to have go with the harp arpeggio does in Donkey Country. So this one's gonna have to be turned backwards. So because we're gonna be exiting from the island theme. So what I want to do is just reverse this automation here. Makes the pitch rise. Then I want to go to the. I made a second one because there's a bass note that lowers. So to reverse that bass note, I want highest. Then I'll remove the. Okay, that sounds good. Except we need some attack on that. I've kind of locked down my strings because it changes the automation, so I have to it changes the envelope a lot depending on which song we're in. So I have to go and take the automation for that. Change it. Let's see, which automation am I using for strings? Envelope to attack. Okay, so this is gonna have to be go to the door sound. It'll be right around here, I think. And then since the more bassy patch is not used anywhere else in the song, we don't need automation just like that. We can raise up this. Nice. And then then we just need the exit for the jungle tune, which the jungle tune also uses strings patch. So I guess that can stay the same. There's not really anything that I wanted to do differently. It would be more fun if we chose a different. But we can put this We can move that last chord. Exit it. Absolutely. Let's put it there. Then we start the song. Well, no, that's the lobby. I don't want the lobby to do. Oh, but we also need an entrance for the jungle song. That reminds me. For the exit of the jungle lobby, I do also want the words. So maybe we'll just put that there. And we can actually we can undo that because I wanted to have like now we do need it to be an exit or it's an intro. So let's go and again. Now it's gonna be an wait a second. No, I actually do want this to be an exit. We're exiting the okay. So now cut off the jungle lobby chords at the end. The door in there since it's then everything that is the kind of select it so I can move. But yeah, for the intro, yes. Wait, I select Control Shift. Uh, have it wait for a bar, and then it comes in with an entrance. Start right there. So the door. This to what is the entrance of the jungle? What should that? I want it to be different. So I would say, and maybe do the piano. The piano might be a nice touch. Let's and for that, since the piano is a plucked instrument, let's do that classic. Let's do that classic. Like the one from Basics. What people are saying. Buenos dias, Sylvie. Welcome. Of course, I remember you. How could I forget? Ah, do you now? Buenos dias, Sylvie. Hope you are well. Espero que bien. Espero que tu vas bien. That's about the extent of my Spanish at this time. So I hope you like that. Now, let's go. So we need the entrance MIDI for Donkey Kong 60. Now, and actually we need the exit first. Well, for the jungle we need the entrance. So we can drag that to contact. And now the game only uses a small, like about half of this. Cuts it off at the so then we need to send it to the piano. What is the that would be then we put it over here and select 6. Change. How that sounds. Yeah, that could be done. Nice. Okay, now let's extend that last note out a bit. Nice. Oh, because the tempo changed though. Kind of messes us up. So let's make the tempo change. Okay, and that kind of sounds weird when it comes suddenly in the song, but it won't sound as weird if you see it in the video. And when there is the in like the final track, that will be yeah, I don't know if I should do that because it's going to interrupt the flow of the song, and people are just listening. People watching the video, it makes sense, but it doesn't. It's not. It's gonna throw them off. So I don't know if I should actually. I just. It's a good idea. So instead, let's return to the new one. And we're gonna keep on writing some. So where we went so far with gameplay with Gloomy Galleon, started out like this. Got about a minute so far. Nice, and so I kind of want to write some more harmonies to this part. Uh, I think I kind of want to give the some of the instrument break level auto string. Do some more with that. So the sort of chord we're working with here. We're going bouncing from D minor. So in general, for auto string, I would probably want to go, and I would kind of want to riff off this, this sort of scheme right here. Let's kind of, I'm just gonna kind of play around with the chord here. And then at this point, I go into A minor, so. So then we go to A minor here. Back to D. I'm trying to make a little melody here. With the arpeggios. Oh, that sounds good. I like that. Let's get a time signature for the downbeat. Then Okay, so it needs to be louder for here on this bar. Not on this one. So I kind of want to rip off this X bar, but then have it in. Many years I tried to make a song in that Vocaloid program, so it's difficult. I see everything. Nice, glad to hear it. Well, it takes a long time of practice, but if you keep practicing, I'm sure you'll be great at it. After all, your country is known for music. Not? Love the music of Colombia. Okay, here's where it should be different. So, and then it doesn't actually go to, yeah, I think oh yeah, I mixed up where the chords change here. They changed at the, yeah, let me... But it's fine. It actually sounds good. It meshes well. Because the 5 is it's not impaired. That it's the 5, so it's and then I think the pizzicato string top right. Then maybe go to nice. Maybe have it in. Nice. I tried once in Mario Paint. Yeah, I mean, welcome shifting flesh. You have to. I would say if you want, even Mario Paint, even if it's in Mario something simple like Mario Paint, it's still music. And if you want to do music, you have to know music theory, even if it's just simple music theory, because it's like, there's a great video in which Paul McCartney talks about how he didn't have any formal training. He doesn't know how to read music. He literally just went to a piano and experimented. So if all you know is the C major scale, which would be put up here. Oh, let's see if I can. Oh, I have to turn on my keyboard to play it. So if all you know is, and then you just know that the chords are every other note in that scale. And then you know you can experiment with that. That's all you really need. Then you can go to different chords. That's really the basics of it. All you need to do is follow those chords, is pick chords, and pick a melody that follows that. and then practice, and then you've got it. There's not really it's mostly just more about practice than it is training. But yes, it's complicated. So anyway, this line part sounds full now. Okay, and now with the now that these violins are sort of taking over the upper registers, like the higher notes, I kind of like give it like have the counter melody be played by the harp now. We can continue this like so. And maybe I can use that last note as if I can even. And I kind of want to do more of like a glissando inspired thing where it's like. So you want to kind of like follow chords here. So I'm following D, then G, and let's go back to. Then maybe let's go up for this last one. But I don't know about. Let's hit a C. Yeah, that sounds good. Nice diminished. I'm not really following the chord progression because it's sort of a tense moment. We can kind of take a look at the chord progression if it might be better to follow that. Like the chord progression we've established in. I don't want it to feel too disconnected. So I'm bouncing from a D minor to A minor. Then I think, oh yeah. And then I went to A sharp minor. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to follow A sharp minor, back to D minor. No, A sharp minor, A sharp major. Then I'm just kind of bound, but I'm basically just in A sharp minor. A sharp minor for this bar. I'm staying in A sharp minor for this one. So that means basically I want to go D minor, A minor, which I did. And then we can kind of get this A sharp here, but I want to stick to. Okay, and here's where I want to stick to A sharp minor. But I kind of have to stick mostly to A sharp minor. I don't want to stick completely to it. I can go out within reason. Then I go down to, I think I go down to A minor here in that last bar. Wait, not yet. And then we can kind of use G diminished. Okay, so okay, here's where we're kind of going to A minor. So let's go dip down again. Go. And then maybe you can throw a D. Well, actually, we can also go for that 1 to 5 scheme. Take the 5 of A minor, 5 of A minor, E minor. Try that. But it would have to be in the scale, and it stays in the. Nice. Nice. I like that. Okay, so for the next section, so I had an idea because the next melody in Gangplank Gallion, fortunately, there's some. So I wanted to do so. There was like I kind of transposed it from memory, but it's not correct but I don't want it to be correct because Grant goes into like a bunch of like kind of dissonant stuff that Dave would never do. It doesn't sound like Donkey, so I want to change it. And what note do I want to play for the lead? Actually, it might be nice for either the accordion or the flute to play the lead. So I'll go with the flute. So let's see. Channel 2. Something like that. And so I want to go to my melody line. We'll go to where we left off and start writing there. So let's see, I think this would do it. Let's put it in pattern. But we're in third, so. And the violin's kind of loud here. Put it down there. We want to duck the final note behind here so that you can hear it. Hold control, and select. Okay. And the timing is going to change because we're in triplets. Gangplank Gallion, Gloomy Galleon was originally in 4/4, like common time. Let's go in. The top ones have to be. Ah, here's it. What if David Wise composed Donkey Kong Country in a classic Disney song? I guess. I don't, that's what Dave does. It might be a bit out of left. Hold on one moment. Okay. So. Okay. Need more space. Okay. Okay, and then it goes up a little bit. I think at this point we can take all of this, Control Shift, and do that. We can duplicate it because the rest is going to have the same timing. Then on the last part we do da dee dum. Okay, so here I think it would flow better if we go. Nice. And so I sort of wrote that melody in my with in mind with a mind to like that it worked with the chord progression of Gangplank Gallion from Donkey Kong Country, so we can like kind of fit that in there. And I thought it was cool how it like kept the same. It could keep the same melody but still fit in that chord progression, which means maybe it is possible that Grant wrote it with that in mind, inspired by that. So let's see. I have a line that sounds sort of like an organ. So and there's also an organ here, the B3 organ. So kind of try out that one. But I did kind of want this organ because it sounds cooler. Or and gloomier, actually. But this is 14. So I want to select channel 14. So if I can. Oh, it's way lower than it's written way lower. Let's see. Oh, but I don't want to do it here. I want to do it in a find a first organ. So what I want to do is and we can go down to A minor here. And duplicate that, and then go back up, then go finish back up to D. Now if we put that here, we zoom out a little bit, put that there, it can be like the chord track. Actually, but that sort of organ sort of gets a little annoying because they're both the melody and the thing sound like a flute. I think this note is not registering. If we put it down an octave, it should work a lot better. I have to go and stretch to match this. Nice, and we can sort of invert some of these chords, make them sound to make better. And I want to what are you? FL. So we can I want to lower the velocity. Actually, it might do better to have a bridge here than just go straight into the melody because they're kind of. I feel like it really needs that ending. I think that these would be better off. Yeah, that's much better. And so I kind of want to write a harp, like more harp arpeggios here, because it like leads it into it. So we can do like, and we have free reign to go with whatever chord progression we want here. So do just climb up in chords, really. let's just use C. And I kind of like going back and forth between the pizzicato strings. Try that. But let's have it start on D. And then I still like the idea of starting on the note that we left off at. That, extend it here, and then start on that last note. So let's see. Let's go with the. Let's let the echoes shine again. Into. Let's do. And then maybe we can still even go down to the 5, where we dip to the 5 of each. Yeah, and then at this point, go down to A sharp, so we would do. Then I kind of like that leading down. And then the 5 of A sharp major is F sharp, so and then kind of climb back up in that way. Nice. So then we could go, and then we're in C at this point in the chord progressions. And maybe we can use the C dominant chord. So go for this, throw in that A sharp. And then maybe we can go, instead of going to the 5, we can go go like up and down. Or maybe I want to start a little bit more up. So no, I kind of want to do straight up and down. Maybe start on the A sharp. Yeah, there we go. And then, but actually, I think in this part we go to A minor, not A sharp. That can be something for the end. Which probably. So no, actually we do go to here. We did go to A minor here. And the 5 of A minor would E minor. We can go and then keep climbing up, maybe. Maybe use the 7th here. Nice. Start it all over. Okay, and then in the second time around, we don't end on A minor. Back in D. Maybe we could throw the 7th in there as well. Ending on the. And then we can climb up on. Nice, I like up to the end there. We can go on hit that high D in the end. Nice, and I don't know about the. I think we can go like this is kind of a more lighthearted section. I see it. Nice, and so we can go easy on the bass here. Let's go for another one of these. Have that follow. What people are saying. Welcome, X Vision. Okay, so. Okay, and then we have to go to A sharp. Follow the chord, we would go da da da. Okay, we could dip down to D. Okay, but it would be better to climb up to the C. Oh man, I hate an FL Studio. Selects like an arbitrary like X bass that it goes down to A sharp, goes down to A. Okay, then we climb back up to D. Like some blues notes here. It's like automatically walking up. Okay, so then let's duplicate that. Then we end have it in that classic. Okay, and then there's a part where it's like and now after giving the concertina a break, I think this time. Let's go back to melody. See if we can get a good like that. So let's go for that and do. This one has to end on a end it like that. It should be faster than. And let's quantize that. Oh, but it's not. Can't really. It has to be. But I kind of would want the concertina. Okay, yeah, I definitely want something. Well, they kind of would be nice to have for the concertina to have a solo. See what we can do with the harmony. Yeah, it can kind of play both at the same time, I guess. Maybe. I think I kind of want something. Harp, maybe. Harp in the. C and X. Harp. Here. Nice. And then it kind of, I like how in the Red's version layers with the flute here. Let's put that. I think the flute was channel 2. Alt C to change. Nice, and that's probably where we'll end. So and I kind of want the flute here to end earlier so it doesn't on the harp. concertina can come back. I don't know if the... So for this part of the concertina, we want to go from... Let's kind of... I'm gonna take this and gonna go here. Copy this and paste it. But FL Studio likes to paste things long timing that I can't even... Yeah, there we go. So this goes up to 4. G is 4. But we can, I think we can kind of invert that chord. This is on the bottom. And I think we can kind of do that thing that like the opening to DK2 did, where it's like okay, so I kind of want it to play lower here because it's kind of impeding upon the harp. Now that's too low, so we can do the whole power chord. We go here. Instead of using third here, we then in payroll returns we went. Let's try that. Let's see if that gels. So that would be. Would probably want to go down to up here. Copy paste here. No, wait. I copy paste the last one. Paste and then instead of A, use B for E sharp. Then we go to A sharp. Then we want to go to A here. I think for A we can just 2 down. Yeah. So let's go. I don't know if I should bring the legato bass back in here, or if I should use syncopated one, or the rhythmic one. Right. Let's go for the first. Let's go for the bass. Okay, now bass back. Nice, I like how well that fits. But it's hard to hear the harp at this point. Bring it up. No, that's the flute. Bring that up. Okay, and then at this point, I think we can actually bring in the rhythmic. It goes an octave up, so let's. In the original tune of like Hero Returns, like the bass is doing like done. I think it's like. I think it comes in when it's like. But that's the horns. It does. When it's a bass, it does. So it does. Yeah, that's it. I guess it's just like taps. Like. And then we can, maybe we can start it with two with legato bass. And then it's like. But he does like a 1-2 rhythm there. Like breaks the triplets. So. And then he does Wow, what in the world? I think at this point it's like it's done. Yeah, something like that. I think it would be. Yeah. I think at this point it goes into E. That doesn't sound right. Be more like. Yeah, that sounds more. I think it goes high. Yeah, that would, or maybe if it ends on A. Yeah, then we go down to D. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then I kind of want to bring the organ back in, really. Alright. So we can do like that, stretch that out, and then this we can put back because it does belong in this. Okay, so here's where we start our line. Then we go up to G. Okay, and here's where we go to E. And then A. But I don't think E major is gonna work in this context because we clearly have like A here. So I don't know if that would work. I think we have to go with the minor one. Oh, because it's a half one. To quantize. And then that leads well back into D minor. Nice. Nice. Okay, so that to be a nice, I like that. Okay, so welcome, Kimarito. I don't know what that means. Say curse. Un poco. Only a little. Okay, so I want to add anything to this because we have 4 lines going here. Nice. Okay. Maybe I can put that loop here. It upstages the. I think I put the seagulls here since I didn't use them elsewhere. And do I still have the seashore? Yes. Really long track. Okay, maybe we can have some more bass drum. There we go. And I kind of want to have some more drums here. I want to do that one in that part in Jib Jig, like where there's sticks. There's sticks going. So let's go for the toms, like the main beat. So let's take this. I like this flam here. Let's start with that. Because the way we end it, we have. Okay, then we start it up. Let's put now a time marker here. And FL Studio is going to dump stuff and put it over here. So let's go and drag it over. So not really working the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, because I'm in. Let's quantize that. So let's use the lower. Nice. And then we go to the sticks and go. Yeah, and then it repeats. Okay, and I want to I'm gonna have to oops, past the grid. Okay, so I'm gonna shorten this and then Control B. Okay, and then we'll end it with a drum. We'll put the. Oh, I have to change the grid size. Nice. Nice. Okay. Nice. That's working out well. Now the sticks, I want to echo. Let's give that a mixer track. But we'll give it light reverb, a heavy reverb. I kind of like it with the heavy reverb. Then we'll give it a delay. That's gotta have a short reverb. Nice. Cool. That's working out. I like that. Okay. So now I think we're done with this. Someone suggested to me that I do Gallion, and because I don't want, I have an idea for playing Gallion. It could be like for the Puff Toss boss, be like a pirate metal thing where you reprise the Gallion motif in a pirate setting, and it could be like the boss for him, so already in the game, like Gallion motif here. So what I've done, so I found an electric guitar sample that sort of sounds like an electric rhythm guitar, but not the one used in Donkey Kong Country 2. Something that would be sort of more modern with the Nintendo 64's capabilities, because now you can use more tracks. So I sort of like found a more modern electric guitar sample from Master Bit's Climax collection, and I think and I sliced it up so that it would be like you could make it just basically just play it in slices. Let's go to Fruity Slicer. I want Slice X because that gives me more. I need to load up Slice X and that our sample. Now, SliceX has this annoying feature where it automatically dumps everything. So unselect this, keep it from like ruining everything you do. Have me make a change. So I have and I sort of played a line. I know what we want. Something like that. So I want to work with mostly these. It's like a little loop that I've sliced up. I want to use this sort of riff thing, and we can switch to common time here. So we can switch to like a long articulation here. But I also, actually, before I do that, I want to do an introduction because the boss starts with a cutscene. So I kind of want to have it like, because there's that cutscene where it's like Lanky Kong is like in the dark and can't. Then you hears like maybe an ominous introduction. We go straight sort of pirate metal. And so to do that, kind of want this. I want to extend the bass going in. I think I would probably continue the sound effects here, like the ocean sound effect. And so let's have it play the melody but slower. To go into the bass line. Okay, and then it can sustain on that note. Something else. But I have to now the tap. It has to be the same time too. Okay, and then we can do sort of like the we can layer it with the French horn, like a dimension. Maybe like a sort of like a tuba sound. Maybe we can let the French horn ring that out too. Okay, so then I want to do sort of. Maybe we can use a harp. So. And then we can have it maybe go back to third of. Keep that seventh in there for a little mystery. But it should stop right here. Oh, because it's a, but I don't want it to be in this pattern. I want it to be in the pattern. Let's put a time marker here. And of course, FL Studio is going to put it way at the beginning where I... Nice. Oh, why is it pan to the left side? It would do well for it to have some sort of pan. That's Steve. Nice. And then I can't see anything. That's good. Okay, so maybe not that long. Okay, and then it stops. I think it's at this point that he realizes that the boss is there. We can keep the sound effects going. Sound effects would... Okay, so then it's at this point that we would boss face. How long have I been doing? I saw a ghost one time. I have a picture of a ghost face. Yes. Well, that's it's Portuguese. Fabrice, welcome Fabricio. Quite the name. Welcome Tristan. Oh, no, we good. Then we're gonna go into the boss theme. So for the boss theme, I'm quite sure how I want. I know I want it to because it jumps right into here because he sees it, sees the puff toss boss. It just goes straight into the fight because adrenaline is high. So what I want to do is definitely want to start with the electric guitar line. So let's write that. Electric guitar. And go to step. Let's start with okay, da 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 da. So I don't know, I think I might have to change the tempo here. Either that or I just double it. Double the timing. No, that's too much. Here we need to change the tempo. So that means I'm going to create an automation clip of the tempo. Then right here, where, hold on, do it, then shift to make sure that it doesn't change the amount. But then FL Studio puts it in a weird grid position that I never asked for. So that actually what I'm gonna have to do is hold Alt. Wait, and I also have to hold Shift. Hold Alt and Shift and estimate the correct one. And then we want to right click to create a point, but I want to select my tempo. And now for Gangplank Gallion, I can't remember what the tempo was, but just tap it, it should be fine. Okay, that ought to do. So now let's put that into, type that value into this point, where we say 147. Now it'll be 147, and let's hold Shift so we can change it. Oh wait, it did change. Type that in again. 47. Okay. Okay, so now we're at 147 with the electric guitar. Go for, now the electric guitar. Yeah, see? Now it'll play at normal time. Dun, 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 dun. Let's Control B to duplicate this. And then we go back to yeah, so that's pretty much what we want. This one should be first because this one has more stronger, so it should be on the. No, I think one is mismatched. We need to change the slices a little bit. Wow. Okay, don't do that. Look at how it does that, just like has a separate playback for this. So this, let's see. This needs to be changed. Yeah, there we go. No, absolutely. So this needs to be moved here. Yeah, so that is I need to tune this. I need to find out what note. I think it's E. Looks like it's E. Okay, it might be E. So let's try that. So if it is E, then we want to I'm going to use note fine pitch to send it down. I'm going to send it 200 down because that would be notes down would be 200 cents is here. You can see it in the info panel. I'm not quite sure that's a D. Let's try to tune it with using a sine wave that we know is tuned. Let's see if we get any. Let's see if we get any with the fundamental frequencies. I think you get a little bit of it. Also, I could try using the tuner, selecting the bass thing. Okay, so it's, I think it's averaging at D sharp here, so maybe another. Go down. It ruined my zoom. Wow. So dumb with the yeah, but that's kind of stretching it. So maybe I kind of want to work native pitch more, transpose the song, and so that with that native pitch, I think it was that's D. So that should work. Let's see how that works if we do. Then we go down. What would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 notes. So 400 cents. $500. 400. Here's 100. And I don't like that this long note here. I don't like the pitch that it's at. Maybe if I put it at the regular pitch, it'd sound better. Or some other. Yeah, it sounds a little better. I don't know if this is gonna work. It's kind of an experiment. Oh, right click. Yeah, it could be fun. Roll with that. Mike's cutting in and out. Probably is. It's yeah. Let me try to fix. Make the noise gate more forgiving. Let's see if that works. Welcome, Cool Kali. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm glad to see you. I enjoyed your work for years. Hope to see you on these days with wisifications of DK464 tracks. Nice. Glad you enjoyed the tunes. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Okay, and then the next part I want is the home key. And then so, and I kind of want to go down 200 cents for that because it's like ends on 200 cent, like it ends on 2 notes down. And then maybe this one too. Yeah, that could work. Okay, what track do I want to put that in? Let's put it in the core, like. No, let's put it in this is a bass. Let's put it in this one. There's not much happening here. Okay, now we need a drum beat for this. Let's say I want to use the. We can use the kick here. This is the DK2 kick. I like that. And let's use the snare from. Actually, we've been using the DK64 snare, so let's stick to that. Oh, actually, this is, yeah, we can use this. This is more of a roomy kick, and then the, yeah, this one's more of a rock and roll sound, so let's do that. And then let's find first empty, call it rock drums. What kind of beat do I want for this? But it has to be the correct tempo. Maybe like some metal with the metal drums with the kicks. And maybe kind of what they did and what he did in Run Ramby Run with like those metal sort of drums. Okay, that works pretty well. Now let's have them like all the notes have to interrupt themselves so they don't bleed into each other. And so let's maybe put some variations on that. And then maybe have an ending where it's like da 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 da. Nice. I like that. So now let's have the first bar repeat. Nice. Okay. So let's I have hi-hats in here somewhere. Let's use those because I remember there was like a so the hi-hat open. Let's use the open hi-hat, which is channel 10. And I think I might want some rides at some point, so let me change it out. Let's call this rock drums. And then let's find first empty, call it hi-hats. And so let's go to channel 10 and then we control B. And it's not playing, why? I guess I have to Alt C? No? Interesting. That's really weird. Why would it play? So weird. I think this is longer. And if I Alt C, it doesn't really change anything. I guess I have to use this one. But I wanted the longer one. Okay. Oh yeah, I think it's at D now. Control down and shift up twice. Nice. Okay, so let's continue with that beat, and then we'll add in some other instruments. So, let's see. Let's add in the harmonica. I mean the what's it called? The concertina. So let's go to the concertina, and then we'll write a line. Let's make sure we're using the original tempo, because it's going to try to sneak us back to the 110. Just make sure we're using 147. So okay, and so I want to do like so I can't. Let's see, I can't really do the same thing as what was in the beginning, like the pirate stuff. So let's see. The pirate stuff would be. So if we're in D, or at least I don't think we're in D, but we're in minor. Let's see. Let's start with that. Da, 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 da. Let's be faster than that. And then we have to quantize this part. Control Q. And okay, so we need some space between some of those notes, particularly these two. Let's hold Alt to bypass the grid and drag them. And maybe even between this and this. Okay, so, whoops. So, let's see. Da-da-dee-doo. Okay, so da-da-da-da-da-da-dee. Oh, I see. Da-da-da-da-dee-doo. They're all the same rhythm. Okay, so there's that. We have that line, and then let's make some harmony to that. Well, actually, kind of the way Dave did it when he did the pirate stuff was he did like. Okay, so. And so he would do this with the violin. The violin is here. And we go up. Alt C to change. Okay, so let's. This is not a melody, so we're gonna start our own thing with the like fiddles. Fiddles, let's call this. And so we want the second fiddle to be a harmony of this. And it would probably be the one right after it. No, that it would not be the one right after it. Oh, there we go. Alt C to change, and then we move this down here. Whoops, I forgot about these two. Oh, this goes to F. Okay. Okay, so then we copy that and then we're gonna put it in D. So let's snap the scale to F major. That's basically D minor. And then we go to and then we have to do like the so that would be okay. So then we would do wait, it would be D. Okay, so there's that, and then to let's say that we'll copy this over again, make it an upper harmony, and then this will go to that's that line. Yeah, Alt C to change. Okay, something like that. Nice. Okay. And then to kind of lead into this, it might be better to yeah. And maybe if we keep it the same. Or put this one lower. Nice. So let's try that. Let's see. But the electric guitar is in a different key. So we need to know what key that is. So let's see what the tuner says most of the time. Okay, so I think it's an F. It's basically just an F minor. So that means we want to raise that up to in the fiddles. And we can call it, like, instead of F minor, it would be A major. I think, well, let's just say it's in minor just for simplicity. So let's say that we want it to, yeah, we basically want it to be an F minor. So let's go up. So it would start at F. That's a little bit too... That's a little bit too high for those lines. Maybe if we... It would work a lot better if we could stay in D minor. So maybe we can change the electric guitar line. So let's try and transpose the guitar line. Because I know that it's playing in F sharp. So if we turn it down, it just it'll sound less fidelity, but it'll sound... I'm not totally sure that is D. I'm not totally sure that is playing in D, but it's hard to capture. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, and I kind of want to bridge into this a certain way. So instead of here, we'll be like, maybe when he sees the like he sees the boss and gets scared, you have the band going da like doing a stinger. Okay, and let's see. For the electric guitar, maybe the electric guitar can have a little stinger at the beginning. Where we go. Maybe if there's a line in this thing that's like it's like a whale, then we could make that happen. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Nice. Okay, so let's move this down. Okay, so let's try using maybe if we can get, I don't know what note the electric guitar is playing, but maybe we can get away with using a diminished chord to make it feel like Fright or like a, yeah. The diminished chord for a D minor would be, let's see, or we could use the leading tone and then do like this. Or we would have to do a tritone here. Nice. Now the drums are a little weak here. I would like them to, I think they should be a little louder. Let's see. The kicks should, in particular, should be 6 dB. We need them to be a little louder. And the snare should probably be at 6 too. Maybe a little less. That's good enough. Okay. And so let's also do the same thing with the snares, or with the beat. Have an intro. Let's see, but I don't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, so let's move everything down the line, one bar down the line. Control A. No. Okay, Control A. Oh, and then maybe we can open with the rototom line. So if we get the toms, maybe we can use the jungle toms that we've already used from DK64. let's go. I think it should start at a bar and like, let's see. Okay, this has to go like here. Shift. Hold shift and yeah, that would be good. Nice. Nice. And the note pans are sneaking up on me again. I don't know why it always has a note pan. And it won't let me right click for some reason. There it goes. Or it could be, I could have a sweep pan. I could have it go from right to left, or left to right, like one into the other. Okay, and put some effects on that. Let's see. Go for tom, and then we do like saturation knob. No. What? Why? Nice, now let's give it a chorus. And let's give it a lot of reverb. Okay, and let's give the kick and kick a mixer track as well. Now the snare, let's also give a track, and let's give it reverb. Nice. But I don't like this tom for the like the roto toms. So let's go grab the DKC1 tom. Nice. And there's supposed to be a flam in here somewhere, I think at the beginning. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Let's vary some of the velocities on that. There we go. Let's give that some more, even more saturation. Actually, we could try using, well, we would need a melodic version of that tom, but we could try using the Donkey Kong Country 2 tom. Let's see if I have a sample of it ready made. Well, I have the big tom. We'll just keep it like it is. No, absolutely not. What is is happening here? I guess I didn't move it enough. Okay, now we need some concertina in there. So let's go for the, like, wherever we left off with the concertina. Okay, and then so we want to do like that same tritone. So like G and C sharp. Oh, that's not, we want this color. Alt C to change, and then it has to start here, actually. Okay, so then we layer that with here. Okay, so then we do, so we want to do a 1-2 for this, which we will do. Let's try doing. Let's see. We have to set this in a step again. So we go 1, 2, and then we're going to be in D minor, so we want to choose. So let's make this normal velocity as well. Okay, so let's do that. And I might want to extend these notes length. Extend the length of these notes. Hold Alt and... What is that? There we go. And since we are using 3 notes here, we can add another one here. And one of them can be the diminished one, which is... What is that? E? Yeah, E. Cool. Okay, so then we use... No. Okay, so let's select this. Copy it, and then we go down to A sharp. And then at the last point, I like kind of going down to this part. And why is this? Why did it bypass the grid when I was resizing this? Did it? Yeah, it did. So stupid. No reason for that. so and the concertina is clashing with the guitar, which means it's causing dissonance, which means the guitar is not even still, it's not actually in that. Oh, because it reset the pitch somehow. Nice try. There we go. Okay, now all we need is a bass. So let's figure out what should I use for the bass. Because it needs to be like a bass guitar sort of thing. So maybe I can use one of the ones from DK64, like the finger bass. Let's see. See what people are saying. Nothing. Okay. So, actually, there's part of the we should do that piccolo in there again, like in Gangplank Gallion. That would be fun. So let's see. There's let's sort it by alphabetical order. And then there should be a finger bass in there. Let's try that. Let's give it its own mixer track. Which we want 19, like 21 and 22. Okay, so for the bass, let's see. Let's find first empty, call this rock bass. Oops. And then, what channel is that going to be? 15. Okay. Maybe let's try this. You could do like just, I don't know if I want to do straight legato notes. It would help give it some relief because it's kind of hectic. Or we could make it just follow the rhythm. That would be more fun. Let's try that first. Oops. Okay, so let's copy that and then paste it again. Paste it a third time. Da, 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 da. And then we put it in the bass section. And we can slow that down a little bit because it's a little bit too fast. Let's slow it down to 140 and see what we get. Nice. I'm digging it. It might be a departure from the dark mood of the original, but it works, I think. Gangplank Gallion, yes. I'm doing this as the Gloomy Galleon boss. That's what it's supposed to represent. Hello, welcome to Tiglasa. Tiglasa. That's about as much as of German pronunciation as I know. Anyway, so let's add in the let's make a line for the penny whistle. And so I want to set my snap to a beat here. And so let's continue on what we have going on here. Let's try to use the last note as well. Okay, so at this point, let's see. I need it to be higher pitched. Whoops, that's sudden. Okay, so let's shorten these notes. And then let's put this one. Oh wait, no. I really want this to be on a C. Oh yeah, actually it could be. And then it does like a diddle 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 diddle. And so at this point we're in A sharp, and we're following that. We're hanging on A sharp here, and then maybe with some A, but mostly following it. It's a seventh at that point. And so then we can come back to that first phrase. And this time we can do like start on the A. And then we can go to da 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 da. So and then it has to do dun dee dun. Okay, so then we do dun dee dun. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but then we need that stinger at the beginning too. The flute has to play a part in that. And so then that means we can't use this note. It's actually growing on me, so we'll use it in the next one. Okay, so this, we're actually going to start on the beat here because we need the stinger to start here. And of course FL Studio puts the time marker where I don't want it. But here, let's do like a trill. So we can do... Yeah, let's do it on G sharp. I think it would work well with this interval. Yeah, let's do it in thirds like that. That would be that sounds like it would be the proper speed. Control Q, and we basically just duplicated a bunch of times. Okay, so here we do this. Stretch that out. No. Control B. And exclude this part. Nice. Okay, that's a good start. How much time we have left? About a half an hour. Gotta go. Have a good one and good luck with that. Thank you. People like you brighten up my day. I'm glad. Thank you. Ah, okay. Cool that you know B is not the S is not B. Ah, yes. I have. I've met a lot of German people, so I've kind of learned a little bit about that, and I've learned enough to know that. I'm a sub. You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for your sub. Welcome, Felipe Lima. Holy shit, that's peak. Thank you. Glad you think it's peak. Piquing your interest. Well, you will make the full list. Nah, I'm kind of making this in song form where I'm doing just a few things. And if people like it, then I'll extend it. Sounds phenomenal. Thank you, King Nick. That's fitting that you joined because I think you comment a lot on Gangplank Gallion. Like you left some comments on Gangplank Gallion, I remember. Like the restored version. Nice. Welcome. Hey, yeah. Glad to see y'all loving the stream. So, this is fun. I like this. What's going on here? Now we need to do a melody. We need to do a melody with this. So the melody, is here now. So let's for the melody, we need an electric guitar, I guess. But I sort of. Yeah, let's I need to find a good electric guitar sample. It's too bad. I think we'll use that same library because there's bound to be a good like electric guitar whale in there. So let's go for that. I need to plug in my hard drive again, my external hard drive, which has all my collection of samples on it. So I'm gonna go and sample, so you won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna go and grab some from that same library, Master Bits Climax Collection guitars. Let's see what we got. Oh, this would be good for the lead. Like it's got some sound effects in it. Oh wow, that's a demo track. I need a good wail. Like a good long wail. Okay, that could do it. Yeah, this part here at about 30 seconds. Let's try and drag that in and see if I can, oh, this I don't want anymore. Let's drag that sample in. See if I can trim it down to... Ah, yeah, I like that vibrato part. Oh, that would have been good for the harmony, I guess. That could be good for like a legato section. So if I... Nice. Let's see if the vibrato one works by itself. So let's see what note is being played there with the tuner. This one's easier because it's just like it's higher. It's easier with higher notes and that could be fun. Nah, that sounds like a theremin right there. We need like a... Well, the cool thing is we can apply vibrato separately if we don't have it. And that's got a pitch bend to it. And maybe this one doesn't work as well. I need one long note. Might have to be looking more for this. Or maybe this will be my one. That's too low. Okay. Well, there was one I heard at the beginning that works for the intro. You want to do that? Let's see. So let's drag this in here, and then we'll use this. Yeah, there we go. Let's cut that off. And then you have the kick at the end, so that's kind of working with it. Yeah. That's fun. I like that. Nice. Oh, it's taking the old tempo. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, it works like this. Okay, then that would have to replace this part of the electric guitar. But we will be having two guitars at once, because if you have the melody going, there's two guitars. Nice. And so now let's do, we have to find our electric guitar whale. I just wanted to get that in there. Sounds very Zach Wildish. Oh, really? I'd never heard of that person. So I'll have to look them up. I loved your remixes, restorations over the years. Wish I could stay for the whole stream, but I wanted to drop by and express my appreciation of your work. Thank you, Dr. Zuldik. Welcome. Always good to have a doctor on board. Okay, so... let's see. I need my electric guitar wheel, so let's see what we got in the next tracks. Okay, that's a good long note. Okay, let's try that one. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's do that. Except that I need to catch it right whenever it's getting to that part. Let's open it in like Edison. Okay, so here's what we want. Let's trim that down. And then we just need to trim off this part here. Okay, then we normalize it and then drop it back into the playlist. Let's do that, and then we need to know what note this is. So it's a B. So then we go to B, and then let's try and play something with it. Okay, that sounds pretty good, except we need to set an envelope on it. Okay, that's working okay. Oh my, oh, there it is. And let's give it some have it come in with vibrato as it holds the note. Turn down the speed a little bit. Okay, we'll see. I might replace that with something else later, because I'm honestly not liking it that much, but for the sake of time, let's go forward with it. I'm prepared to go forward with this. Didn't know you was a Nola brother. Respect. Ah, yes. I spent 7 years in New Orleans. And 4 years in New York. So technically, I'm a transplant, but yes, if you want to give me that, I'll take it. Well, it's good to have another New Orleans person in here. So welcome. Shout out. Let's see. Oh, is it? It's Mardi Gras is this month, and it's Tuesday, so that would be like, is it the 17th? Is probably is Mardi Gras. I don't remember. Is it the first Tuesday or is it a different Tuesday? I think it probably makes sense that it's the first Tuesday. Mardi Gras. No, it's the I thought it was, yeah, I thought it was the 17th. So it's the 17th this year because for some reason the 17th is stuck in my head. Okay, so now we can come in with the melody later on, like after this, and then I would probably want to make some room for the melody because this is like too loud. So maybe remove the fiddles because the fiddles are going to be in the next. The fiddles are going to be in the same sonic range as the electric guitar, so we don't want them to overbear it. So for that, let's go into melody. And then let's do like that. But I can't really get this with the touchpad. So let's and I need to be in song mode for this, or FL Studio is gonna ruin my timing. Da, na, na. Oh, it's gonna be slow for now. So let's paint this melody. Do. And then we can go. I want to do like a walk up to this thing. Sorry. Okay, let's do that faster though. And it's also pretty quiet. Let's see, because of the velocity. Okay, so let's like copy and paste that. And I gotta sneeze again. Woo! All right. Welcome, Hiratina. Welcome back. How have you been? You should make these compressed if you actually want to make them seem like the Nintendo 64, two versions basically. Thank you. Well, actually, that's not, like, compression is not really what I do. I sort of make it like uncompressed because even when I do stuff that's like, if I want to do something that's like this NES, I'll basically treat it like it's compressed because I like high quality audio. What can I say? That's not really my thing. But if someone else wants to make that sort of thing, they have free reign. I would say that would be a style to do. So let's see. And then for now it's gonna be slow, but the tempo will take over. Okay, and then we have this again. But actually, I don't know if I want to spend that much time on this because everybody already knows this song. So let's just make that, like, this part have the harmonies. And then we'll use the snap here for the scale. Okay, so that is not acceptable. Let's see. have to copy and paste because for some reason it's going over the thing. Oh wow, what's happening here? Wow, so dumb. Why would you do that? Like why is this thing programmed this way? It's supposed to duplicate. I guess because there's space in here. Yeah, don't do that. Let me slice this off. Okay, now it looks good. Now, of course, now the sample sounds kind of bad, but that's also because I haven't mixed it. So let's call this electric, like a guitar lead, and let's give it a mixer track. So I want this to get a good bit of reverb, and then I want it to have delay. And three steps timing sounds good. Ping pong. Have it be a little bit like delayed, like right and left shift, like stereo panning. And spread the volume a little bit, and then turn the wet down. Nice. And then let's have that finish on a power chord. Oh yeah, because this is supposed to be D minor. And it's now playing. Lovely. Nice. Okay, so cool. That's coming out good. Nice. Lovely. Now and it's also the reason why I don't make it compressed is because you would have to change every sample, and you would have to like shorten it to be like shorten it and loop it and all that, and it'd be a lot of work for what I think is very little reward. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to run through the whole song. We might, but sorry for that. Nice. So let's I want to put some more notes here, in the sense that it's gonna be like. Okay, so let's go here now. Cool. And so I think we're almost out of time anyway, so we'll do some more of that. And that'll be nice. Yeah. And I sort of wanted to do the final boss version where it was like it would be like the Gangplank Gallion, but with more like of a royal sound, like with trumpets and stuff, like kind of like the one they did in Smash, but it would be more like militaristic and then shed the pirate side. So we could do that as another section. And then but first I think I would like to fill in the like other parts of the SNES version. That would be fun. So then basically that's what we're gonna want to do is like da 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 da. Like, you know, have the da 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 part, and then that's going to entail. I think we can do this in the playlist, because all you have to do is shorten it, really. Da 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 da. So it would be da 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 da. So it's just those 5 notes, really. 4 notes actually. Da 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 da. So do that, and then you have to do that for every bar. So it would be like if we make a slice here at each bar, but then the last bar it shines through. So we only shorten the first 3 bars. Okay, and then so we duplicate that. That plays twice. And then you have this, but then we need to do the same thing to the bass. No. I need to zoom in closer. No. Okay, so then I select these 3, go to the pencil tool. Why is it got oh, it keeps resetting the pitch on me. Which is dumb. Like, there's no reason to reset the pitch. So what I need to do then is I want to make sure that I use automation to say, hey, every time there's this electric guitar, you're gonna have this pitch. And you're gonna stay there and never move. So that will be what's gonna happen. Okay, and then we can have the electric guitar wail to sort of bridge us back in here. Nice. And so then we want to go into like the we also want to keep our hi-hats here. Okay, and then I can go forward with the you can keep the pirate band. But I kind of want to give the penny whistle a break this time, and maybe bring the fiddles back in. That would be nice. Or we could have the fiddles do that same cut, like with the play with the band. That would be fun. What did you do? Okay, so then you select this, control, and no. Have to choose the pencil thing. No. Nice. So then those continue on. Nice. So then we do that second part. Okay, and then for that, I think we can take the guitar lead. Probably should be able to duplicate that part. And let's remove this selection that FL Studio puts for us. And then so you do probably would be easier to just draw it. I think it's actually, yeah, it's actually probably easier to take from this thing. Let's control C and go to the melody line. Okay, let's paste that there, and then I think it goes down an octave. What was the melody? Oh, it was done. Okay, so this part. And then it goes up to instead these notes here. Goes up to these notes. Okay, and then this one changes earlier. We can do a bend here where it goes. Nice. And so then I think we'll cut all of this actually. Let's select this. Go to the next bar. Move it. I like to move it. Okay, and so and this one has to go up here, actually. No. Let's make this up here. Let's have it start in G sharp. No, it doesn't sound good like that. Da 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 da. Okay, and then we go here. Nice, I like that ending. Then we'll do it again with harmony. And then that'll be that. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, but these all have to be, because there can only be one bend at a time. Unless I change the color, of course. Like here. Nice. Let's have it bend down. Down the D. I think it's supposed to go all the way up to D, actually. Which would mean this one has to go... Nice. Okay. So let's go and grab that same beat here. But I don't want these back. I might want the copy and paste. I might want the... Oh man, FL Studio puts it as... They're gonna put it at a stupid interval again? Yes, they are. Why would you do that? Like, why would you program this thing to do that at all? No, that sounds good though. No, that's the wrong melody. No, absolutely not. Actually, I think that's what is kind of what. No, that's the fiddles. Nice. And so let's give the concertina a break as well. Nice. Okay, that's pretty good. I might change out that electric guitar sample because I'm kind of not liking it, but it's just a placeholder for now. Making Gangplank Gallion? Yes, I'm making it as the boss for Gloomy Galleon. Welcome, Bob VR. Unfortunately, this is pretty much the end of our stream, so I'm gonna cut it here because I've been going for 3 hours and I want a break. So maybe we'll come back tomorrow with this, do some more of this. But actually, this is the end of the track because this is as far as I want to go. I might, however, go to like try the... Well, if I do the final boss should be at the after the next tracks. So we'll see. But I like the fact that I at least covered Gangplank Gallion for this. So this video will be out soon. I want to overlay this with footage of Donkey Kong 64 in the appropriate stage, so people can see how it would feel to play it. That would be nice. And so that'll be out soon. We'll see when. But thanks you guys for coming to the stream, and this will be Jammin' Sam signing off. So take care and have a great rest of your day. Ciao.